Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of going out to bars, cracking a cold one with the gang, and getting a little rowdy every now and then. But I do have to admit that there are a couple downsides to a night out on the town. So starting off, a busy bar is nice, and it feels good to be out amongst people. But an overly packed bar can definitely be overwhelming. Number two, drinks can be expensive, especially if you have to factor in an Uber to get there and back, like big city prices, and if you're like me, like a little drunk snack afterwards. And then point three, there's often no games. Sure, some bars have like retro games and skee ball and stuff, or whatever the hell that like giant golf thing with the trackball is from like 1990. But overall, I can't tell you how many nights I've been out and thought to myself, man, as much fun as I'm having right now paying $14 for this watered down drink and listening to Courtney's new boyfriend talk about the economy, I really wish I could be at home right now losing a game of Counter-Strike. Now, you might be saying, Brian TF Bell, WTF are you even talking about right now? Discord isn't a bar, they're completely unrelated topics. Well, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's linking two very different things to make a point that'll still leave about 30% of you saying, I guess, but maybe at the end of the day, we'll still manage to get to a coherent point. Now, with that said, let's dive into why Discord is the best bar in town, or at least the alternative you didn't know you wanted. A place with many of the social benefits of going to the bar with your friends, but without the previously mentioned downsides. If you're a PC gamer, you've almost definitely used the communication platform Discord. Even if you're not a gamer yourself, you've likely seen your favorite YouTuber or streamer using it, or maybe you've even joined a non-gaming community on Discord yourself. For those of you who haven't heard of it, Discord is a voice, video, and text chat platform designed for creating communities. It started as a way for gamers to connect, share live streams of their games, coordinate in-game comms, post memes, screenshots, game data, etc. It has now evolved to be used by all kinds of groups, with everything from podcast fan clubs to crypto hype communities to whatever this is. It's a versatile platform where you can stay connected with friends or meet new people with similar interests. Now, honestly, the best comparison I have for Discord, and this drives me fucking crazy, so let me stand on my soapbox here for a second, is that it's just a better version of corporate communication programs like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or like Slack. Discord has been around a long time before COVID shifted a ton of people to the work from home lifestyle, and over the last 4 years, these workplace communication apps have improved to be more tailored for corporate bullshit, but it is insane to me that this free platform already existed and it had basically everything you could want, but stereotypical corporate bosses were like, oh, God forbid we use a platform built for gamers, what would the shareholders think? But all that aside, the idea for this video, like several videos I've made in the past, came from the fact that my main friend group keeps in touch through video games. After high school and college, everyone went their separate ways, which meant moving to different places around the country. In the past, this often led to friend groups falling apart over time and only reconnecting in person for big events like high school reunions or weddings. The advent of new technology over the past 10 years has definitely made this easier, but I still think, and I've heard from many people, that even with group chats, keeping in touch with those old friends in the same capacity as before can be a major struggle, if it's even possible at all. And that it really sucks. So back to what I was initially saying, my original friend group from high school and college mainly keep in touch through playing video games, and the way that we communicate in those games is through Discord. Oh, but Brian, wait, what about in-game VoIP? Yeah, right, because when we're 4-stacking Office on a Tuesday at 7 p.m., we definitely want drunk guy with open mic and also playing loud music through a set of speakers that are separate from his headset mic to chime in while we're discussing what Jack's Pizza is the best. Jokes aside, the real reason that we use Discord is because there's many times that we're not all actively playing the same games at the same time, if even gaming at all. Discord acts as a hangout spot where we can all do whatever we want while still chit-chatting about whatever. Oftentimes I'll join my Discord channel and we'll find a situation like the following. Tim, Toby, and Chris are playing Satisfactory, Zach is streaming himself saying absolutely nothing and eating a plate of wings, Harrison is just farming nerds in Gwent, Sid is completing her Tarkov Arena daily quests, Logan is painting Warhammer 40k figurines, and I can sit there watching all of their streams at the same time like I'm overseeing the White House Situation Room, all while working on the script for this YouTube video. But in using that description of Discord, I'd argue it's more of a park on a nice day. People are showing up to do their individual activities and might talk a bit during their time there. So then, what makes Discord the best bar in town? Well, let's link the parallels through a hypothetical Friday. Picture this. Earlier in the week, someone in the group chat sends out a message asking if everyone wants to go out to the bar on Friday. The responses start rolling in. Some people are in, some have other plans, some are on the fence. Now, for the same scenario on Discord, instead of coordinating travel, it's a simple invite to join a movie night, gaming session, or just a casual hang. And the response is pretty much the same. "Oh, I'm in, I'll join a little bit later, can't make it this time." Now, the difference is that no one has to figure out the logistics like rides or timing to physically get there. You're already at the bar. It's just one click away whenever you're ready. And so now it's Friday night. The plan is set and people start popping into the bar. Maybe you show up with a couple friends and wait for the rest to arrive. The first few people greet each other, settle in, maybe order a drink. And in Discord, the vibe is similar. People are joining a voice channel, avatars are lighting up as each person pops in, and the greeting's still the same, "Hey, how's it going?" But you're already seated, comfortable, and ready to socialize without the need for standing around awkwardly or finding a place to sit. As the night goes on, you start to notice the other people at the bar. Maybe you see an old classmate or that one person you always bump into but never really talk to. Sometimes you get lucky and see a friend you weren't expecting, but let's be honest, there are also those moments where someone you don't know or don't want to know slides up and starts a conversation. On Discord, that's not really an issue. You're in a space that you've curated, surrounded by people you actually want to talk to. You don't have to worry about strangers wandering into your conversation, and there's no need to keep up small talk with people you'd rather avoid. Then there's the food and drinks. At a real bar, you're looking at a menu with inflated prices and waiting for the bartender's attention. And then when hunger hits, you're either ordering a round of overpriced wings or calling Uber Eats or something like that. Now, compare this to Discord. You're already home where your fridge is hopefully stocked with your favorite snacks. You don't have to wait in line to pay $8 for a drink. Your kitchen is right there, and everything's already paid for. And it doesn't matter if you're someone who doesn't drink. A bar might not be your scene at all. But in Discord, that doesn't matter. You're free to sip on water, tea, or soda without feeling out of place or dealing with any sort of expectations. But let's talk about comfort. At a bar, you might be leaning on a sticky countertop, squeezing into a bench, or standing shoulder to shoulder with strangers if it's a packed night. But in Discord, comfort is a given. You're probably in your own chair, possibly in your pajamas, maybe even lying in bed with the laptop propped up. You don't have to worry about anyone bumping into you, spilling a drink, or having to shout over loud music just to be heard. The environment is yours to control, and you can kick back and relax without sacrificing social time. Then, the beauty of it all. When the night winds down, there's no scramble to find a ride home, no waiting for an Uber surge to go down, no splitting cab fare, no checking if the last bus already left. You don't have to worry about wrapping things up early just to beat the crowd at closing time. In Discord, when you're done, you're done. You say goodbye, close the app, and boom, you're already home. Your bed might even be less than 10 feet away. So yeah, Discord may not have the physical vibes of a bar, but in a lot of ways it's better. It's a place where you can relax, be yourself, enjoy the company of friends, and skip all the annoyances of a traditional night out. You have all the social benefits without the price tag, the hassle, or the unpredictability. It's the best bar in town, minus the bar. Since we're talking about bars, it's also worth mentioning that young adults are drinking a lot less than they used to be. A 2023 Gallup research poll shows that 62% of adults under the age of 35 say that they drink, and while 62% might seem like a lot, that's down from 72% 2 decades ago. Then we have the percentages of 18 to 34-year-olds saying if they've ever drank, they drank in the past week, or that they sometimes drink more than they should. All of those numbers are on the decline over the past few years. I think this also explains why mocktails are now $15, and my Instagram algorithm keeps showing me ads for drinkable weed. So in a time where young adults are drinking less, maybe a physical bar isn't necessarily your place of choice to be. At the Discord bar, you have the choice of your favorite food and beverages, and you get the added benefit that they're already paid for. That's called boy math. Bars, cafes, and parks have always been places where people can unwind, but in a digital age, maybe we need a new kind of place, one that doesn't require us to physically meet up. I think this is a good time to introduce the idea of third places. If you've never heard of it, a third place is defined as a social space outside of the home and work where people can connect, build relationships, and unwind. Sociologist Ray Oldenburg coined the term in his 1989 book, The Great Good Place, referring to informal gathering spots like cafes, pubs, and parks, basically anywhere that serves as a community anchor. These places allow people to drop in casually, meet friends or strangers, and feel a sense of belonging. However, we seem to be losing these third places. Research suggests that modern urban planning and societal shifts are contributing to the decline of such spaces. According to Oldenburg, post-World War II suburban design led to isolation instead of community, depriving people of easily accessible casual gathering spots. Public spaces that once encouraged interaction are now being replaced by environments centered on consumerism and transportation, offering fewer opportunities for genuine connection. If you look on YouTube or TikTok, you can find a variety of takes discussing this very subject. In fact, the closure of third places across the US is raising concerns about its potential consequences for public health and social well-being. Studies like this one, published by the NIH, have shown that these spaces provide more than just social interaction. They offer support systems that buffer against loneliness, stress, and alienation. Without them, communities, particularly marginalized groups, are losing vital places to foster belonging, collective care, and really just a place to go and hang out. You've probably heard about this through things like the male loneliness epidemic and the lasting effects of COVID-19 isolation, which significantly impacted people's ability to form and maintain social bonds while it was going on. Many marginalized groups, including LGBTQ communities and people of color, often lack spaces where they can truly be themselves and feel safe. And so with that being said, some cities are absolutely recognizing this problem, and they're making efforts to rebuild their third places, like transforming old strip malls into communal downtown areas. So places like coffee shops and restaurants and grass and play sets for kids and concert venues and stuff like that. And these are absolutely a step in the right direction. That's fantastic, but it doesn't address the issue that I mentioned earlier, when your friend group moves all over the country. The issue where many of us are geographically spread apart or can't easily access physical spaces. In today's digital world, I'd argue that the idea of a third place has evolved. Discord can be that third place for many people, a space that's neither home nor work where you can relax, chat, and connect with others. Even though most of us do use Discord from the comfort of our own homes, the ability to communicate, game, and hang out virtually brings the same sense of connection found in traditional third places. In fact, in this digital age, a third place doesn't have to be a physical location at all. It can be virtual, where comfort and community still thrive. But now, let me be very clear. I don't think that Discord is the replacement for your local bar, or that in regards to third places, it's going to take over as your library, your coffee shop, your park, any physical local community. Even if they might be on the decline, those places will always still exist, let's be real. All I'm saying is that Discord is another option, especially when you're separated by distance or are looking to be part of a niche community. Whether you're catching up with friends from years ago, hopping into a server to discuss shared interests with people you've never actually met in real life, or just hanging out in a virtual collective space while doing your own thing, Discord creates that familiar, casual environment where you feel welcome. Your third place in the digital world. This is the part in the YouTube video now where you'd expect me to really bring it home. Come on, Brian TF Bell, sell us on why Discord is better than O'Donnell's Pub. But the reality is that I'm not here to convince you that Discord is the best bar in town. To address comments like Alex KYAP3143 is telling me to stop backtracking, no. Discord might be the best bar in town, or it might just be an alternative with a unique purpose. What really matters, and for once it's not a joke, is the friends we made along the way. I'm fortunate enough to still be connected with the friends I made over 14 years ago. That's literally half of my life. We talk on almost a daily basis, and I don't take that for granted. I've heard so many people say that they had the greatest group of friends ever back in high school or college, but once that chapter of their lives ended, everyone drifted apart. So instead of a real conclusion, I'll just admit that I feel lucky to still have that connection, and I wish the same for all of you out there. If the internet and Discord are your third place, remember that there's no limit to the number of third places you can have. It's a big world out there, full of fun and beautiful things. There's still a lot of great places to explore, so get on out there. And if you're going to be hanging out online, don't be a dick. Remember that those are still real people that you're interacting with. Whether you've already found your place to hang out, or this video reminds you to reach out to old friends, I hope you've got somewhere that feels like a home. You know, where everybody knows your name.